In January, I read 7 books. I DNF'd 2 books, and I'm so glad that I did. Here are my reviews and recommendations. Or not. Unromance by Erin Connor, one of my favorite rom-coms to date. If you enjoyed You Again by Kate Goldbeck, then this book is for you. Do I recommend? I do recommend, yes. Misery by Stephen King. I loved this claustrophobic, slow burn horror story. This book is truly grotesque. It's kind of like Saw, and I weirdly loved it. It just felt really oof. Do I recommend? Yes. The Wedding People by Alison S. Pock. Anyone and everyone who's read this has loved this book. I loved this book. This was such a sweet story about friendships and finding family and just understanding and knowing that there's always a second chance. I love this book. Do I recommend? Yes, I do. Under Lock and Key by Lana Ferguson. I love The Fake Maid. I really enjoyed it when I read it last year, and I was so excited for this book because I'm a big fan of Outlander, so I was really excited to read this for a book club, and unfortunately, I DNF'd it. I found it to be really boring. I couldn't relate to our characters. It didn't hit. It wasn't for me, but that's okay. Life got better after I DNF'd it. Quicksilver by Callie Hart. Unfortunately, I did DNF this book at around 50%. I thought that it was taking a lot of different pieces from romantasy books and putting it into one. It seemed like a story that I've already read, but with characters that I didn't care about. The last 3 books that I'm going to talk about are a part of a series. We have Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, and Onyx Storm. This was my 3rd time reading Fourth Wing, and then my 2nd time reading Iron Flame. I reread those with the graphic audiobooks. They were a lot of fun. I really enjoy graphic audiobooks. And then I did my read of Onyx Storm. There is a whole video on YouTube if you want to check that out with spoilers. I enjoyed it when I first read it, but the more I sit with it, I actually don't like Onyx Storm. I know. I think that it was poorly written. I think that it was a filler book, and it's a 3rd book in the series. It shouldn't be a filler book. I thought that nothing really happened until 40-50%. I really didn't like how the story ended. We were left with a lot more questions than we had answers to, and overall, it wasn't my favorite book. Do I recommend? Maybe. There's a lot of mixed feelings about it. That's all I'm going to say. Maybe. Those are all the books that I read in January.